Hey Bodgies and Widgies, and welcome back to the channel. So, you'll notice the 5-foot aquarium behind me has some pretty big growing fish. But in today's video, I wanted to share with you a fish species which has got to be probably the smallest of all the fish that I've been keeping. And it's a really cool species that I've been hunting for over 2 years. And over about a month ago is when I actually found them for sale again after forever. And I immediately picked them up. So I wanted to share with you what species they actually are and bring you up to speed with how they're doing. But as always, before we have a look at any of our fish, a massive thank you and let's pay our respects to the traditional custodians of the land that I'm filming on, the land that you guys are watching this video on, and the amazing people who are managing our land and our people at the moment, like our frontline workers, our councils, our police, everyone amazing like that. So a massive thank you to them, a huge thank you to you for watching this video, but without further ado, let's have a look at my new secret aquarium fish. So I guess to reveal the secret fish I ended up getting, it's actually a species of dwarf rainbow called the Forktail blue eye, the scientific name being Pseudomogil Furcatus. Now I've been searching for this fish, like I mentioned, for about 2 years, probably even more, and I saw them when a local aquarium store called Subscape closed down, but I actually didn't pick them up there because they were all sold out. However, when I saw them, I knew that I had to keep these fish, and I've actually been actively searching for them, probably even harder to find than my native Australian lungfish, and it's just such an amazing privilege that I can keep these fish now. And I actually stumbled upon them when I went to my local aquarium store, Aquatico Aquarium, and this was the same time where I got my Tandanus catfish and also my silver perch, and it was just something that I noticed at the corner of my eye, and I was like, wait a minute, I've been looking for these fish, and they were the perfect size and amazing price, so I just had to get them. It took me this while to make a video on them just because I guess I didn't get around to it, but this is the aquarium that they're in, which is just a simple 30cm cube tank, and it's just a perfect size for them. Just got a bit of moss down the bottom, and my intention now is to actively breed these fish because with their lifespan it is relatively short, only about 3 years, so I really do want to see if I can get some babies from them, and that's where I want your help. If anyone here that is watching has bred these fish or has had experience with dwarf rainbows before, please feel free to let me know on how to breed these guys. But my intention now is just to put them in a hang-on breeder box with some moss, let them breed in there, and then that way I can just pick up the moss, hopefully with the eggs in it, and just put it into the main aquarium where they can then grow out. The really lucky thing about this aquarium is it's got tons of small microfauna. I've got infusoria in this aquarium, I've seen tons of little worms and those kinds of things wriggling around, and overall it's just a really well thriving aquarium. But if any changes need to be made to this, I'm all for it because I definitely want to get my hands on more of these little guys. But with rainbows, they generally are associated to be like a native Australian species, and where most of them are, some of the more really vibrant rainbows, like the neon rainbow, are actually endemic to Papua New Guinea, and that's exactly where these guys are from. So it's really cool the fact that we're able to keep these fish in the home aquarium, and let's actually talk about how amazing they look. So with the body overall, it's relatively transparent, sort of like a glass catfish, but when you actually have a look at the colors, the males develop this really sort of red pigeon breast kind of chest color, and also have these almost neon like laser light show of yellow on their fins, especially with their pectoral fins and their tail fins. They're just so flowy and flashy, which just makes this fish look fantastic. But coupled with that, they are also called a blue eye because of the fact that they have this bright, almost iridescent metallic blue sheen to their eye, which you immediately pick up before the fish. Like if you saw this aquarium from a distance, you just see like small blue circles like swimming around, and they just look fantastic. The females look just as good as the males, though they don't have that flashy sort of fin structure. The females still have that yellow color, but the males you just can't top. They look fantastic, but I love both the males and females in this fish. And in terms of keeping them and care, this isn't going to be like a full-blown care guide. I'm still learning a lot about these fish, so I will have a proper care guide coming out in the future. But in terms of what I'm doing now, water changes are like once every 2 weeks because the aquarium maintains itself so well, and feeding, they're kind of picky about the foods they eat. they seem to prefer more soft kind of foods, so thawed frozen foods, or what I'm primarily doing is actually just adding some water to some flakes, just making sure that I can sort of paste it or puree it up and then add it to the aquarium. So that way they just pick all the small sort of floating bits in the water, and that's how they seem to eat. If I feed any sort of pellets or micro pellets which are quite hard, they don't seem to like care or eat them, which is a very odd behavior. So, really hope you enjoyed that video of my new Pseudomogil Furcatus, or the Forktail blue eye. It's such a cool, alien-looking, different species, and it's so cool to see that this is a freshwater aquarium fish, because for these colourful, vibrant, flashy fish, we generally associate them with saltwater fish, but the fact that we've got this and we can keep it in an aquarium and it looks this cool is just fantastic. And for some of you, it may be the first time that you've ever seen this fish, and it's just so mesmerizing and captivating to see it actually in person, swimming around, displaying and everything like that. So really hope you enjoyed this fish species, and again, if you've got any tips or insights on how to breed this or keep this even better in a captive environment, I'd love to hear your thoughts, your guidance about that. But yeah, just a huge thank you for watching. So as always, stay happy, stay safe, stay Australian. Bodgie out.